But he immediately tries to be diplomatic as well because he says, "No, I don't know what you plan on doing here." And Thor's like still emotional. He's like, "I've come here to put an end to Loki's schemes and then prove it. Put the hammer down." So he's like trying to be diplomatic immediately because he understands that they're
So
all on the
did
same
Tony.
side here. But Tony isn't because then Tony's constantly being sarcastic and taking the mick out of the situation and people, and even here he can't help but say, "Oh yeah, no, Bear Carl, he loves his hammer," and then that obviously pisses off Thor again, and then Thor decides, "Fuck it, I'm gonna slam this hammer down on your face." And then we get the big.
And I kind of it feels
That
like
is not
Thor
Thor. I'm sorry,
underestimated
Thor
the
would not
shield.
do that.
I mean, that is worth pointing out. In this scene, Thor was apparently quite willing to kill Captain America.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
this is the
I
most
mean,
out of
I don't
character
know.
he's been so far.
It is, but I mean,
This whole
the
scene,
only
like
thing you
from
can
start to finish, has
justify
been
it.
Thor being, for no reason, the fucking antagonist.
No, it's not for no
The
reason
only way
until
you
this
can
point.
justify is at this point he is also like pumped full of adrenaline.
He's angry. Yeah,
his blood is up. Yeah,
The-
like he's pissed.
The reason I'm saying for no reason is because every line of dialogue that Thor has said from start to finish throughout this fucking chain of events is literally the same thing they want, and both Iron Man and Cap explain to him, "We want the same fucking thing.
but they don't want the same
Why are
thing.
you attacking us?"
Oh yeah, no.
Thor wants to take Loki
he is
home.
definitely out of character. I agree with
No,
that.
Thor said we want to put. So Thor said he wants to put an end to Loki's schemes. Iron Man says once we get the Tesseract, Loki's all yours. Cap says you want to prove that you're on. To prove that you want to end Loki's schemes. Fucking put the hammer down and let's talk shit out.
Yeah, but surely
They're all agreeing, yet they're fighting.
Yeah, but that's.
Yeah,
Have you never been in
I think.
Surely if you've been in an argument before
the,
where everyone is agreeing, but actually that they don't quite realize it until
I think we're literally in that right now.
Yeah,
actually.
I think so.
we're
Yeah,
all
kind of.
agreeing.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Well, no, you
For
guys
God's
say
sake.
that Thor is in character. I'm saying he's not.
Well, no, I'm saying he's not too. I'm saying he is.
What?
Well, okay. I'm saying it makes sense in this specific moment that okay, he has been in a fight. He might be acting kind of on impulse and acting irrationally, but overall, I agree he has kind of acted out of character with this whole encounter. In that there's some things you can do to justify some of the things he's done, but
quite incredibly,
he's way too aggressive for what he should do.
Quite incredibly, I disagree with both of you because I actually think he's been in character until the point at which he decides to kill Cap, basically.
That's kind of what I'm like. We've been arguing, like me and True have been arguing about this whole time. That he thinks Thor is in character until Cap.
Yeah, but then
until he tries to
Rangi
kill
said
Cap.
he wasn't
Well,
in character.
he's never been in character from the point he showed up.
Well, I think he is, and he is
Actually, I think he is in character. I think what we're seeing, and I wouldn't go so far as to say I think what we're supposed to think, but this is just my reading it. I think this is supposed to be a reversion. He's so high on his emotions right now that he is acting more like Thor from early Thor 1.
That's definitely
you know what
the case.
that
He is
kind of
100%
sounds
all
like.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what that line of argumentation reminds me of?
What?
Hux from The Last Jedi. Oh yeah, he was he was prideful and stupid the whole time.
Yeah, but there's a very big difference between
I don't think that's what I said.
Yeah,
No,
this
Thor
is
actually
kind
was
of a
that way.
Yeah, Thor was that way and kind of still is to an extent. Thor is very much a man of action. He is the type that probably.
If you're referring to his literal actions in the scene, yes, but his dialogue and his actions clash. You cannot say that there's more to humans and basically agreeing with the two people you're fighting, yet you still choose to fight them.
Well, right now how
No,
much do we actually
that
know
can
about
absolutely
Tony?
happen.
Yeah,
You can
How much
agree
do
with
we
you can
even
agree with
know
them and
about
still have
Tony
different
and
goals.
Steve?
yeah. And Thor isn't a
but-
diplomat naturally anyway. He's like Rangi's saying, he's way more inclined to fight first and ask questions later, essentially.
Yeah, it feels like his
Wasn't
idea
that
is
the
like,
lesson he learned in
no,
Thor 1, though?
well, but it feels
Well, yeah,
like
he
he's
learned it
approaching this from,
like a few months ago, man. Give him a chance.
but also like
He has to
kinda knows
overcome
that
1,500
humans
years of habit.
but also Thor knows that humans aren't as strong or as like durable as Asgardians. He is probably actually, to an extent, looking at this like, yeah, you humans cannot handle you humans are not going to be able to like handle or contain an Asgardian. I need to step in here.
Yeah,
I can
I
believe
think that's
that.
100% what his mindset is when he
So
arrives.
why wouldn't he help them?
Because he thinks that
Because-
he thinks that they don't know. I mean, he says it himself. You have no idea what you're dealing with. He says that to Iron Man. Like he thinks that he is the only one who is capable of dealing with Loki in this situation.
And Tony did initiate aggression. Like,
Yeah.
definitely, Tony initiated aggression. So
I mean, he even
No, he
like he's
hasn't.
like
Odin did
All
I
those
not
have a
points
initiate
plan.
aggression.
Attack. That's Tony's
Well,
plan.
that's
is
not
just-
him initiating. That is after Thor smacked him.
Yeah, but
All Tony
Thor
did is raise his palm when Thor went into their ship.
exactly. So Tony
Uh,
engaged first.
yeah,
Yeah,
Tony pointed a gun at
random-
him. I
Yeah.
agree.
Oh, yeah,
Tony pointed
hold
a
on.
gun at him.
So
Well,
you're saying to me
you guys
that
are missing
Tony
something.
is aggressive when some random fucking person
I mean, no,
gets on their
Tony's
ship
actions
and
make
enters
sense.
their ship.
I'm
Well,
not
hang
saying
on,
he's in
hang
the
on.
wrong.
Actions
I'm not saying he's
make
in the wrong.
sense.
I'm just
Hang
saying
on,
Tony engaged.
you're
Well,
all
no,
forgetting. You're all forgetting something. Look at it from Thor's perspective, right? Just for a minute. He gets magically sent to Earth by Odin. He lands, presumably directly on top of the Quinjet, or so close as to make no difference because we see him land on it.
Yeah.
And immediately the door opens. Would that not
Yeah.
seem like an invitation to go inside?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then
He would have ripped
after,
the fucking door
but then
open,
he
whether he
goes
li-
in.
like whether
Well, no,
he
he probably would have, and he certainly could have, but he didn't. The door opened, and he
Well,
landed.
yeah,
on the
that's
open
what you
ramp.
would do when you hear a thud on your aircraft out of
Which, I
nowhere.
don't know,
You would go check out.
Well, you would open the
I
door of a
actually, I don't
flying
think you
jet.
would.
That
No,
is
I-
absolutely not what you
I
would do.
definitely would not open the door.
when
if
you're
I
on
didn't know
when
who
you're
it
going
was.
on holiday and you hear a bit of turbulence, do you say to the pilot, "Can you just open the door so I can check what that was outside?"
No.
I asked him to
That
open
was
the
not
window so I
turbulence.
can get
That
some
was a
fresh
clear
air.
fucking thud.
Well,
Also,
either
he
way,
knows
in
there's
that case, I'm more likely to say, yeah, we definitely aren't opening that fucking door.
yeah, exactly.
The first move
Interestingly,
would have
it
been
also
just
shows
go
us that
upside
Quinjets are
down.
not pressurized,
Yes, yeah,
Uh,
that's true.
and yet we see
but-
one go,
but here-
and yet we
here's
see
the
one go
thing
flying
from-
They
into space.
were at
Right?
cloud level.
It would be pretty
Pressure
funny.
was
so-
not an issue.
It would be pretty funny if they open the door and Cap just goes flying out because he's sucked away from the Quinjet.
That would be funny.
Well, if Quinjets aren't pressurized, that's fine, but it means that Hulk died on the way to.
yeah.
You're thinking about this more than the creators did. To be fair,
Yes, that is my curse.
The creator
It
is
my
paid
cross
millions.
to bear in life.
Weren't paid
If-
nothing.
If you wanted to be really
okay.
generous, you could say that after Avengers, they pressurized the Quinjets. For some
Well, yeah.
reason.
Shame
after
is
Tony
paying.
got
What
his
do you
hands
mean?
on the
Shame is
equipment.
paying me thousands of dollars. What do you mean?
Shame. I
Shame's
thought we were
paying
getting
you.
paid.
God
Hang on,
damn.
I thought we were getting paid directly from Gary. This is bullshit. I have been misled.
No.
You guys
no,
are getting paid?
Look. Shame
waiting for somebody to say
is Shame is Gary's agent, and Gary worked for Netanyahu. So that's how this works.
Yeah.
So where's my cut?
It all leads
Oh.
back.
It's in the mail.
Does that make Netanyahu the Chitauri guy or the Thanos?
Netanyahu is
That's a good question.
Kang.
Wait.
Oh,
Are we talking about the net or
Alright.
the Yahoo?
That makes
Here.
me
Oh, God.
the Chitari guy.
God, and I realized I might be the only one who knows that reference.
And I'm the nuke.
but
let's
yeah,
give some consideration to the fact that one of us is living in the UK and on stream. So perhaps
come on.
I'm also living
He's
in the UK.
not gonna get arrested if he
Yeah, I'm
double
surprised they
down,
haven't been
motherfuckers!
yet.
Insult everyone.
and if he is arrested, well, I was blackmailing him the entire time, so it's fine. I was forcing him to say or platform whatever I
escape
was
the
doing.
UK.
Yeah, it's okay, Ranky. We understood the context.
Just say allegedly or something.
America
Minecraft.
will import you.
No, I think it's still legal over here. But
Well-
yeah, no.
Yeah.
We were talking about just in general.
It's
the
actually
idea
fitting you said that because I was about to make a new announcement to chat. We
Oh,
have, assuming I'm doing the timing right here from glancing over at Leo's stream, we have broken the 4-hour mark. And remember when I said we were doing really well earlier on,
Yeah, that
Oh,
got
no.
undone.
and that we had doubled our time, and
Yeah,
doubled our coverage in this amount. Yeah, so since then, which I think is somewhere in the region of an hour and 20 minutes ago.
Oh,
Since then, we have covered approximately 9 minutes.
wow.
okay, but so
Well,
I
Fat,
it is the
eat your
main
heart
fucking
out.
cause of conflict.
I
this
did
is
I
really
did remember
stupid.
kind of what the original point was we were talking about. I think it's entirely reasonable.
Thor's fucking behavior in this
Oh,
scene.
fuck.
That's
Okay,
basically
wait,
I forgot
hold
about
on.
this.
So somebody invites you in by opening the door, as far as Thor's concerned,
and
and
like I
then
said, Thor would have
and then
ripped
he
that
walks
door.
in and they're pointing a gun at him. That's essentially what's happening.
It's
Yeah.
not even a gun, it's his
It's
palm.
weird how often that happens.
Yeah, his
It's
palm
way
is
more
a
dangerous
gun.
than a gun.
Thor doesn't know that.
Well, he raises his hand and
I
there's like a
think
pulse sound.
the glowing
It would be
energy
no
thing
different
kinda
than
hints
saying
that.
halt.
What did you think he wanted to high five?
Yeah,
No.
Why would
I
you
think-
think he didn't want a high five?
I
I
think
mean-
it's pretty obvious it's some kind of weapon.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be really weird
He didn't even make the
for him to
fucking
just
sound.
hold
Could
his
be
hand
saying-
up.
Thor's
for no
just
reason.
fucking.
He could be saying how, in fairness.
Yeah.
Thor lands on the ramp, storms in, Iron Man lifts his hand, and Thor smacks him with the hammer.
Yeah, Iron Man points a gun at him and he smacks him in.
He
with the
doesn't
hammer.
have a gun. From
It
Thor's
is a gun.
perspective,
Yeah, but
Iron
what
Man
did
just
you think?
lifts
Never
him
take a
up.
gun.
Okay,
hang on,
Never
hang on,
take a
Leo.
gun.
very
to a hammer
clearly
fight.
a weapon.
Wait, Leo,
It's
Leo.
very clearly a
I want
weapon.
you to, Leo. I want you to
if
be.
somebody in a weird, if I'm jumping into like some kind of strange like military aircraft and somebody raises their palm, their palm,
Yeah.
which has glowing things to me in a threatening way, I'm gonna assume that's a fucking weapon.
All right, Leo. I want you to pretend to be Thor right now. So you're Thor. You
Okay.
land on top of the Quinjet. The door opens. You
Yeah.
go, oh, okay, I'm gonna walk in. You walk in, and then someone holds their hand up at you. What do you think is happening?
No. I don't just land on the ramp. I lamp and storm forwards towards him.
Okay, so you storm
Wait,
in, and a
are
man
we-
in an
are
Iron
we
Man
flying
suit.
over Thailand? Are we flying over Thailand? Because I might make the wrong assumption.
It's not
Oh
Thailand.
God.
All right, we're somewhere in between.
Hey, I'm supposed to make the vague gay jokes.
The
You-
moment
you-
I'm
you
charging at
copyright
anybody
abuse.
and they
Frankie,
fucking hold their
Frankie.
hand up or pull out a gun on me, that's on me.
No. So there's no gun
Right.
involved. It's just a guy with his hand up. What do you think is happening?
I'm pulling to. Oh, poor choice of words. I'm pulling back to that one. Renki, you've never made that kind of gay joke in your life.
That's true.
Subtle
I
is
don't-
not your métier, my friend.
That is true. But to
Them
be
just
fair,
lifting their hand at me, yeah, I would not consider that a threat, considering I'm a fucking
Okay.
god.
wait, no, hold on. They
Well,
lift
what if
their
he was a
hand,
god?
but with
Well,
a
yeah,
glowing
I'm
palm.
basically I'm Thor in this scenario. That's
Okay,
the
wait,
whole point of
hang
this.
on. Hang on. I just realized. can we recap the last few seconds of conversation?
Okay,
What
so
if you are effectively a god, you walk into the door, and someone raises their hand at you? That's where we were, right?
yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
after I storm towards them,
Okay.
yeah. If
Yeah,
somebody raises
their
their
So
hand at
hand
me,
that's
I
I'm
have
respecting
glowing
them.
and in
I
a
have a
very
one
manner.
word response to this.
Okay.
Thanos.
What?
Thanos.
I don't follow.
Are you referring to the first scene in
He
Infinity
rocks.
War?
He. No, I'm saying okay. So apply the same logic to the scene, right? You get in the door. Total stranger with glowing fist sticks his hand in your face.
Yeah. I mean,
So
this is my point.
Tony is like, I can probably survive this, but like,
Yeah, well, this is kind of my point. Is that like you shouldn't assume that this is not dangerous.
And you
Like,
shouldn't
Yeah.
just charge at people.
Well, no, but you gotta remember,
that's
Thor
easy to
is
say.
still
But
very
Thor has been
handsome.
he has been a god of war for 1,500 years.
yeah,
But
But
he's on
That's
he's
got
Earth.
to be a tough
literally
habit to
taken
shake.
out. He has
We're going
taken
back to
down
he
people
knows it's
who
a
are
friendly
relatively
ship.
he doesn't
Does
know
he?
anything really.
Yeah, it's a friendly ship, which means that somebody raising a gun, what is essentially a gun to him.
No, I'm not even sweeping for the movie here, but like, quite legitimately, does he know it's a friendly ship? Do
No,
we have any
Yes.
he
reason to
can't. He
assume
couldn't
that?
possibly know.
Yeah,
'Cause he
he has an alliance with
There's
Shield.
literally shield logos on
but
both wings.
but he doesn't know
Yeah,
enough about Shield
but
to know that they are
He
100%
He
land,
knows it's the
allies.
fuckers
dude,
that he talked with
no,
at
he
the end
no,
of
hold
his
on.
he lands
movie.
on top of it in a hurry in the middle of
And
a
that is the other
storm.
thing. Yeah, there's no way he could see that. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
it's not
You
even
necessarily
get the
outside
seeing
of
how it
that,
goes.
POV
even
of him
outside of that,
landing on it.
assuming that he knows that is a Shield ship. Okay, yeah, he enters it, and when he enters it, somebody immediately points a weapon at him. Like, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, that is
that's a
can you not say pointing a weapon at you is a hostile action?
yeah,
Why
exactly.
wouldn't he
Because
fucking like
Let's at
knock
least
on
say
the
an act of
window and
bad
be like,
faith.
"Hey, it's me. Open up."
Well,
that
because
would be
there's a
funny if he
massive
did.
storm going on. What do you mean?
Because at that point,
Hey, it's me.
the
Open
outer
up.
limits would
Hang on, I
sue,
can't hear you over the fucking thunder.
the outer limits would sue them for ripping off the Shatner episode.
Well, this is the other thing too. They immediately open the door. I feel like Thor would see that as like, oh, okay, so they
Yeah, of
understand it's
course.
You
me.
would also assume that
And
they're on
then
Earth.
when they open the door and he steps in, then there's somebody pointing a weapon at him.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Thor would know that they would be on edge because some random fucker just landed on their thing, and the first thing that
Yeah, and they
happens is they
probably
open
wouldn't
the
have
door.
opened the
Yeah,
door
they will
then.
be defensive.
They probably wouldn't have opened the door then.
Well, hang on. There's a world of difference between three of us saying, okay, if they open the door after I land on top, that might be an invitation, and you saying, well, this is what Thor would think. Like, we are doing reasonable inference from, well, it's literally just reasonable inference.
Well, my argumentation stands from what Thor would do.
Well, I
But
don't know.
you're in real danger of writing for the writers here.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just assuming what the fucking character, based on what the character knows. He knows what Shield is. He knows their allies. All he
Well,
knows
he
right now when he
vaguely
lands
knows
on
what
their ship
Shield
Man,
is.
is that
I
I
don't
look
don't
know
know
if
to
if
he
the
I,
knows
right.
the exact details of what Shield is.
Yeah.
Has a
He
vague
doesn't need to
understanding.
know the details
I don't
about
even know if I'd
Shield
go
to know
that
that they're
far.
an ally.
Well, would he consider them an ally? They were
I'm not convinced he
an
would.
antagonist to him for
He'd see them
a large part of the
At
first movie.
the end of his movie, they're
Yeah,
literally there, and he talks to them
Yeah, but
before he
that
leaves
doesn't
I'm
mean.
not,
Asgard.
I'm not disputing that. But do you not think he would have quite reasonable reservations?
Yes,
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, but at the same time,
especially
of
with
course,
his interactions with kind of the researchers and the approach to his hammer and his arrival. And well, I feel like he would actually have a lot of a lot of trepidation and kind of hesitation to trust these guys.
I mean,
I mean, I
most
can
people
buy that he
do.
would see them as allies, but at the same time, you'd still keep both eyes open, right?
Yeah, and if you
Yeah, but
landed
at the
on one of
same
their
time, you
ships
don't
and
just
someone pointed a
charge
gun
in
at
like
you,
a
you wouldn't.
bull and fucking do
Well, I mean,
what you want.
you are landing unexpectedly on what is effectively a military ship. It's not insane to think that someone might be on guard when you do that.
Yeah, no shit. That's what I'm pointing out. Of course, Iron Man will fucking lift his
But
hand when he's being charged by a
Okay, yeah,
fucking random.
but then you have the fact that they opened the door from him for
What is it with you
seemingly
and the
from his
door opening? It's
perspective they
not an
opened the door
it's
for
invitation.
him.
what
No, but
else
An
is it?
open
okay.
door is not.
No,
No, no, no.
it
Okay,
actually is.
Hang on. It's
Rangi,
not.
does an
It's not.
open door of a haunted house mean come in? You're welcomed.
Yes, of
Yes,
I
course
mean,
it
it
does.
if it's in,
That's
definitely
why they
does.
want you to come
if
in.
it's in a fun fair, then yeah.
I would be like, oh, this fucking ghost wants me to come into his house.
Oh yes, this ghost wants to fucking kill me.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yes,
that doesn't
if
mean
they
you have
want
to
me
go
to come
in.
into their house, that's why they opened the door. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they're not
agree.
gonna open the door and then you walk in and the ghost says, "What the fuck are you doing? Get out of my my house. What are you doing?"
Who are you? Why did you show up?
Yeah, I was just letting in a draft. It's
I'm
fucking
gonna
hot in
land on
here.
your roof. The door suddenly opens in this fucking house that I know it's friendly.
Chat, we are
What?
doing
No,
really well, and I
no.
hope you
Well,
guys are
okay,
having
but
fun.
wait. This
I
is a
was
false
thinking.
Think of a
equivalence.
name for the show.
This is a false
Oh,
equivalency. No,
kind of.
no. You landed on an aircraft, and then the aircraft, and of what you assume, what you know to be a friendly thing, and then then they open in the door, uh, versus just trying to shake you off or just continuing on, maybe
Yeah.
assuming that
So
Accelerate.
why
you are
would he
going to
charge at
assume the
it?
idea is they know who you are and be like, oh,
At the
okay.
at the very least, you will assume that the door being open. Look, it seems completely reasonable to me. I'm not sure why we're still talking about this, but it seems completely reasonable to me that you land on top, they go, huh, then they open the door. Like, to the person who landed, that would probably seem like an invitation.
Yeah, it would
Okay,
be like,
but that
oh,
doesn't
okay, you.
automatically mean you can go in, smack the guy that's watching the door, and then
Well,
fucking
no,
grab Loki.
no, that's not great. But we were talking about the invitation side. I'm saying it does very much seem
That's
like
Rangi's fucking weird
Well,
obsession
no,
with
no,
the
hold on,
door
wait, no.
opening
So
equals
you get
invitation.
this
dude,
invitation to
you've been
enter,
arguing the other
and
side. How
then
are you
you
calling it his
enter, and
weird
Because he's
obsession?
the
suddenly
You're
one
you're
both.
bringing it
pointing at
up.
You're,
My
no,
God, is
no,
that
no, Leo. You are both in this. You're on two sides of the argument. It takes two.
he's making that point, and I'm keep trying to tell you, just because the door opens doesn't mean it's an invitation. My
it
point is that the
Well,
fucking
absolutely
he
an
charges
okay,
in
hang on,
and
hang on.
grabs Loki.
Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Everyone, just give me 1 second. Let's play this out the other way, right? So, imagine the scene. Thor lands on the Quinjet exactly as the movie shows. Tony doesn't open the door. What happens next?
I think then
Thor would
Thor
poke his
rips it
head through the
open.
fucking window.
No, he definitely would not poke his. But if he pokes his head to the driver, he could distract the driver and kill it and fuck over the whole thing. What do you mean?
Well,
Why
if the
would
That
door isn't
that would
Thor
open,
obviously
understand
be
this shit?
intentional.
if the door isn't open, he doesn't know whether it's pressurized or not. So sticking his head through the fucking wall could potentially kill everyone.
Well, no. I assume the idea is like he just
He just
pops his head
leans
in at
over the
the side
fucking
window or
windshield.
whatever.
Call me crazy, but I don't think this Thor at this point understands the concept of pressure differentials.
No, I
Well,
think he
no.
rips
Okay,
the
hold
door
on.
open, tries to get
I
inside.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see
Okay,
him
guys, hang on.
poking in
This
and
this is
knocking
effectively
on the side window and like, hey neighbor, can you let me in
Yeah.
so I could grab Loki and
this is
take him back
effectively
home?
three of us against one right now. So let's like we don't need you guys to like. I know what your guys' position is. That's fine, but Leo,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt like I had to mention that though because I feel like the idea Delta is talking about is the idea that Thor lands, he tries to signal to them somehow to let him in, and then he goes in.
Why wouldn't he do that?
It's just a
Well,
funny
does he
idea.
know? how to send signal to them. Well, for
It
one
sounds
thing,
silly the way I explain it, but at the same time, how else would Thor's signal open the door? Because he knows the shield logo.
Join us next week for chat for the next 10 minutes of the movie.
well,
I
shit,
was thinking
you know what?
I'm gonna clip this
Maybe him
conversation, and
showing
now
up
I'm
in the
like,
middle
fuck
of a
me, it's a whole
storm
episode.
isn't a good idea. I agree.
I already know what
maybe
the
he should
fucking
just
next
fly
video you're gonna
along.
make. Is Thor in character? And it's just this bit where we just spent like an hour trying
Yeah.
to debunk
No,
whether
it's
Thor is consistent.
no, it's
For one
Dude,
thing,
you're willfully forgetting the consensus from 3 out of 4 of us is yes, he is in character.
The
He's just
clip.
kind of an
I don't
Yeah.
give a shit if it's 1,000 against me. My point is in how fucking Thor behaves compared to what he says.
You
compared
just
to his
said your
own
point was
movie.
how Thor behaves.
okay, well, I don't think no matter what, I don't think we're gonna agree on this. And I just noticed, yeah, we are at the
Oh, don't you
the
fucking
5
start
o'clock mark.
fucking running away from arguments like you did last time when we talked about Edge Runners.
Get him, Rangi.
What?
Well, okay, yeah, I was fucking sloshed there,
Alright,
and
right.
I
Leo, you
we weren't
made a
on a
brave choice there.
stream, and I didn't want to like have to.
No, he tends to
Okay,
do that when he's not willing to accept an argument.
Wait,
He
hang on,
just
hang on.
fucking moves on the
Hang on,
discussion.
hang
yeah,
on.
yeah, this
Hang
is
on.
called
Rangi's been
being
involved just as
diplomatic
much as
and
everyone else.
wanting to continue to watch the thing and do things. But like, okay, no, tell me, what does Thor do then? He lands on the thing. Now, what does he do?
This is going to be the name of the
He
clip.
either fucking rips the door open, which
What
was
is-
my first fucking point, or he signals.
Okay.
The point is that no matter how you slice it, Thor is the aggressor in this scenario because of the way he approaches the situation.
So what we all agree is then.
Okay, so you say he's willing to rip the door open. Okay, so he lands and then the door just opens. What
Okay,
is he
that
supposed to
doesn't
expect
ergo
by
you
that?
charge in.
No, okay, that's fine. What is the reasonable expectation for Thor with
You
that
just
situation?
drop on the fucking pad
Yeah,
and
which he
wait
did.
and see and talk. Fuck it out.
I
Okay,
think
yeah,
he should
you
have.
drop on the pad and then somebody points a gun at you.
Well, yeah, it makes fucking sense because they don't know it's you. You landed on like that's what happens when you don't signal to them that you're fucking friendly.
So
But if
Okay,
you don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
them and they don't know you, how can you signal to them?
Yeah, like.
They have a windshield.
hang
But
on.
well,
Sure,
okay,
no,
yeah,
no, I'm not
yeah,
disputing
no.
that,
So
but I mean, like, what would the signal be? Like, how would Thor communicate to humans he's never met that he's friendly?
He
you're-
waves and points at the door.
mm,
I actually kind of want to see a version of the movie where Thor just hangs out the window and
Yeah,
waves.
I was going to say, I think what we all agree is that Thor should have just rang the doorbell.
oh, but also would that be in character for him?
Well,
to
no,
just, like,
you cannot
Yes.
say that he's not. No,
Everybody
the
knows what a
only reason we're
doorbell
arguing
means.
about this is because you guys say that Thor is like not the aggressor and not the one who started this. He is literally the thing that starts the whole thing.
I mean,
yeah,
okay,
yes,
I
he's
agree.
showing up because, as far as he knows, for all he knows, Loki is just taking these guys for a fucking ride. For all he
Sign-down
knows, they
sources.
didn't even capture Loki. As far as he knows,
You're-
they're working with Loki.
Rangi, you're
You know
getting
what? We
pissy
could
at
have
me
two
for
simultaneous shows out of this.
Oh yeah.
Rangi, you're getting pissy at me for assuming Thor knows who shield like that it's a friendly aircraft despite having the shield logos on it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
assuming that Loki's Thor assumes that Loki's controlling them.
Dude, I
Well,
promise
no,
you, he's not
I'm
he's not
assuming
getting
there's a
pissy with you. That's not what's
possibility
happening.
that Thor would, given Thor knows that Loki is a manipulator. Yes, he might be especially when he's like, oh, he lands. They open the door. He lands at the door, and then they immediately point a gun at him. I feel like the natural response to somebody having an aggressive response to you, it almost instinctively is to have an aggressive response
Yeah,
to them.
absolutely.
To that.
Let's put it in perfectly normal human terms, right? You walk up someone's driveway, you get to the door, you open the patio, you ring the doorbell. They open the door, take a step back, and point a 12 gauge fucking
Yeah.
words. God damn, what is wrong with me today? And
A 12
immediately
gauge
point a 12 gauge
shotgun.
at you.
Yeah. They say,
Does this
Yeah.
seem
yeah.
does this seem like it tracks with opening the door?
I mean, in the sense that it
Yeah.
gives them a much better shot at you rather than leaving the door closed. So maybe this guy is
Don't
just
help
murderous.
Yeah.
him. Don't help him. What are you doing?
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's like,
I'm
what?
taking the
Wait,
piss.
what?
No, I
But
know,
if
It's
but
you
not
at the
even
same
hold
just
on,
that.
time,
but
It's
if
don't
you
help him.
know your brother tried to break, like, has broken into their shit
I
But they
like
don't
the
tried to
know that
idea
fucking
they're
now.
steal
brothers.
shit from
Now that we
them.
know that
They
Well,
don't
Iron
but
know that
do
Man.
they're
you
brothers, though.
know what?
They don't know that
Do you
until
know
Thor
that? And
says
are
it.
you considering that? This is the thing. Are you considering that angle of it
Well,
in the
yeah,
moment?
Thor knows that Loki
Well, okay,
stole the
yeah, and
Tesseract
you
from
know
them.
what? You know what? I know where my wallet is usually put. Sometimes I forget where that is, or
I guarantee
sometimes
you,
it's
chat, he
slightly
does not
off.
know where his wallet is right now. Rangi, where is your wallet right now?
Over there.
You could
Define
have.
over there.
I told you he didn't know.
Yeah, he could have just said that anytime.
Across the room on my dresser. I'm actively looking at it.
Mm, okay.
Anywho,
I
let's
only know
move
that because I
on.
lost it earlier today and I put it there.
I actually believe that.
I like the idea now that we know that Iron Man opened the door. I like the idea that he did it just so he could get a better shot at Thor when he came in.
Yeah, no.
Or
But he
do you
So
didn't
think
know
who
it
the
was
fuck it
Thor.
uh,
is?
I feel like the more
Hang on,
apt
Delta, how can you say
comparison.
that? You are defending both sides of your own
No,
argument.
I'm only
Yeah,
taking.
yeah.
I'm just
I
at this
feel
point in the
like the
argument. I'm on the side of humor and entertainment. So
you know what? That's fair.
When
What's
Raggy
the
makes an
funniest
argument,
is this.
I agree.
well,
Shame.
I think I agree 100% with Rangi and Dake. I'm just at this point I'm like
Yeah,
this clip in inverted commas is about an hour and 15 minutes long, and I thought it was gonna
yeah.
be a short conversation.
Well, it
We
is kind
are
of funny
truly
in
the
that
children of
way.
EVAP.
I think
Look,
EFAP can't even hold a
no,
candle to us at this point.
I mean, yeah, actually, EFAP
We're putting
does
this out to
cover
shame.
things that
Let's
much
go.
faster.
There's always a bigger fish.
I
Yeah.
like to think of it as we learn from the best.
Yeah, you're an
Yep,
improvement
pretty
upon
much.
your parents. That's what this is.